Welcome to module number 8, concluding your next big deal. Now your team, why is it so, it's obviously important, but why is it extra important?
This is sometimes where deals can slip through the fingers. I've seen, and I've been on the buying side, and I've been found you deal with a seller, you negotiate, you reach a deal, you shake hands, and then they pass you on to the conclusion department or the legal team or the documentation, the admin department, and they divorce themselves from the process. That is not a conscious leader. That is not a leader. In this stage where you've negotiated, at this stage of the deal, where you've negotiated in good faith a deal with your client has effectively handed the power over to you now. Knowing I've done a deal with you, I've agreed to pay for the product or service. Now I expect you to step up and be the leader and deliver on your pitch.
So why do so many people, so many businesses struggle with closing the deal?
They're not disciplined enough to follow through themselves. You've got to have the discipline of follow through. You've got to say this, take ownership of the deal. As the leader, as the sales manager or whoever you are. You've got to nurture and hold the client's hand through the deal conclusion process. They feel like, at least they understand. They understand at that point that you've got their best interest in heart because they've negotiated with you. They've built a trust and rapport with you. So they want to see you concluding that deal with them. And this is why it's crucial. And it's an important part of our 10-step plan is this module 8.
So have you struggled with closing a deal?
No, when you're working for a large organization, it's a reality that you're going to pass a lot of the tasks on to somebody else. The legal department will be the one putting together a sale or purchase agreement. But I learned quite quickly never to divorce yourself from that process. Always, even if it's an overarching, a supervisory type view, stay close to your client. They're your client. Because this is the client that you are still going to upsell and cross-sell to, which is coming up later on in the 10-step plan. That is why concluding the deal is not the end of the relationship with you and the client. No, it's only the beginning. And that's what you will see.
In fact, interestingly, that reminds me of a recent experience.
You had a recent experience.
Basically, I signed up a client. They said, yes, we're going to do this. And we're going to meet again in December. And obviously, come December, everybody gets busy and then goes away. And I only followed up in January. And by that time, things had changed. The budget had changed. The marketplace had changed. And I almost lost the deal. Because in my mind, I had signed off the deal and I had almost moved on.
You did anticipate some buyer's remorse that snuck in. And because you gave it that room, that latitude to set in, you've almost incubated that remorse of yours. You've allowed it to happen.
So remember, what are we going to learn in this module?
In this module, you are going to learn how to apply ABC. Always be closing.
Or
hit the bricks. You will also learn the discipline of follow through that we spoke about. How to stay close to the transaction. Even though you brought it to this stage, you don't hand over or delegate the conclusion. Yes, you may hand over the paperwork, but never the relationship.
And you will learn about moments of power. Now that's a moment when the client is hot, when the client is ready to make a decision, when the client is ready to commit, and how to identify and how to seize those moments of power.
Strike while the iron is hot. Don't let that buyer's remorse sneak in, because often they're not remorseful, right? They've negotiated the deal with you. But if you've left them too much of time to sleep on it or consult their peers or talk about it, maybe I could have got a better deal, this will lead to problems. So it's this point, in this module 8, you will learn why it's important to act decisively and speedily. in concluding the deal.
Now, remember, I believe there is a technique, a DealMaker technique, how to accelerate the deal,
Yes.
how to accelerate the decision,
Yep,
and how to pull the client over the line.
exactly. We call it pulling over the line. This is where you sometimes, and it may sound negative, but like I said earlier, the client in good faith, often in good faith, has shaken your hand and concluded a negotiation with you. It means I've given you the power now. I've given you the power to deliver on what you promised. In good faith, I bought your product or your service. Now I need you to rise up and be the leader. And that even means taking my hand and pulling me over the line.
So that's why we need you to be a leader. And we need you to claim your leadership, especially at this point.